Hi everyone, this is Diana Rowan, and I have some tips for you today about how to make the most of online learning. So, a lot of us are taking online courses and programs these days, and some of the statistics show not great results in terms of follow through or retention of the information. So, I've taught for quite a while now online, both as a teacher, and then I've also learned a great deal online. I've taken a lot of online courses myself. So I have a lot of tips for you today about how to really make the most out of this amazing way of learning, very, very powerful way of learning. So here are my recommendations for you. The very first one, you're going to laugh because it seems so mundane, but here's the thing. As soon as you sign up for whatever your program is, go to the website that you're going to be learning from and log in. And the reason I want you to do that is so that you can bookmark that website and you can log immediately what your login details are, because those are some of the first things that people forget, and it just becomes a big hurdle and obstacle, and it can actually keep you locked out of the course for months on end. So very first thing, upon signing up, go ahead to the learning website, bookmark that website, and then write down maybe on your phone all your login information so that you will be able to have a smooth ride when you want to go in and start your learning. The next thing I recommend for you is really taking advantage of the multiple formats that courses offer. So they tend to offer three. That would be video, audio, and PDF. And each of them have extreme advantages, so you actually want to use all three. So video is a fabulous way to initially take in your training, your course, whatever it happens to be, because it's got the visual component, it's got the expressions going on. It makes a big impression on you, and also you tend to be pretty focused on video in a way that you might not with just audio. However, say you're driving in the car, you're waiting in line, audio is perfect. You're going for a walk, audio is great. So all these little moments in our very busy lives, which seems to be chore moments or almost wasted moments, they can actually be learning moments. And so you'd have your course right there on your phone, headphones in, and you're listening to it and not eating up a lot of bandwidth at the same time. And then finally, of course, with the PDFs, a lot of people are still very visual learners and they love to read words. And with a PDF, you can write on it, you can write your own notes to yourself, you can highlight things, and of course you can take it anywhere. You don't have to be reliant on Wi-Fi, so you're really taking your online learning offline when you use the PDFs. So along with those three formats, video, audio, PDF, also multiple platforms. So we all tend to have, our phones, and we have our tablets, laptop, computer, and they say that, that people tend to log into their phone more than 27 times a day. So having your course on your phone, that is a tremendous incentive, to a reminder to go and listen for just maybe 5 minutes or so. Even that is extremely worthwhile. So having it on your phone, having it on your tablet, we tend to watch the tablets more when we're sort of relaxing. It's a good opportunity for learning right there. And of course on your computer as well. So do have your course ready to go, open on all your platforms. Now, here's the thing about learning. In order to learn, we really have to focus, and possibly our greatest distraction is multitasking. And multitasking is a myth. It does not exist. We do not multitask. We do not do two things at equal strength at the same time. Maybe we can walk and listen, yes, that's true. But when you're actually trying, you can't learn two things at once at the same time. So for instance, if you're watching your course and you're also trying to do email, unfortunately that wipes out all your gains. So when you are working with your course, try to put your phone in airplane mode. Try to make sure you're not going to be distracted by a lot of people. Put in headphones to try and block out outside noise. It really will make a huge difference in terms of your retention. So let's talk about retention, right? Because that's what learning is all about, retaining that information, taking it from mere information and actually transmuting it into skill. We don't just want information. We can consume information all day, and unless we actually integrate it, then it makes no impact. So that's why learning in small chunks, and you've heard it before as musicians, learning in small chunks is so powerful. So even if you only have 5 minutes to watch your course, do it, because your chances of retaining that information, they're pretty high. When we're learning, there is a curve of retention, and we tend to remember what we heard at the beginning of the training and the end, and then what's in the middle gets hazy. Now, if this was an hour-long training, that haziness is pretty big. But what if it's congealed to 5 minutes? Your retention is suddenly proportionally way higher, and so you get a lot more return, should we say, on the time that you've invested. So small chunks are powerful. And a lot of this is because in learning, we're moving things from short-term memory, so new information, and transmuting it into long-term memory. Now, only a few things can be held at the same time in short-term memory. They say anywhere between 5 to 9 pieces of information. So that gets eaten up pretty fast with music when you think about what key am I in, how many notes could be in a measure. I mean, the first measure could easily have 20 notes. So we want to work in such small chunks musically that we can congeal those small chunks into patterns. Let me give you an example. So we could say C, E, G is 3 notes. What pattern can we congeal it to? C chord. So same thing with all online trainings. You've got this piece of information, and basically you want to consolidate it into a pattern that you can digest and put into your long-term memory. It becomes part of your ongoing recall. You could actually say back the thing that you learned, and even better, you can act on the thing that you learned. That's true skill. And that is what keeps us motivated and makes us feel good, makes us feel excited. So ultimately with learning, a lot of what we're doing is moving from the known, we know something, and then we encounter the unknown, we're looking at all this new material, and then we make it known. And then we encounter all this new material, and we're like, oh, it's unknown, and then we make it known. And so that's how we build a super strong foundation of learning. As adults, we tend to rush ourselves, and so we start with something we know, and then we go to the unknown, but we don't quite master it, and we're like, oh, I'm going to move ahead. And it goes from unknown to unknown, 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 and it cascades like that. So really have patience with yourself. And this is one of the great advantages of online learning, is oftentimes it's self-paced. And so it works with your life. You know, our lives are so unpredictable. We have so many responsibilities, so many things happen. Having a self-paced course or self-paced program, it becomes extremely important and becomes actually a sustainable way of learning. Now, there's one other big aspect to online learning that I want to talk about, but not today. I would like to share that with you in another video, and that is the community learning aspect. We could call it the group learning aspect. And I used to think that one-on-one learning was king, and one-on-one learning is king for certain things, especially regarding technique, and some of the very, very finer points of artistry. However, in research, it appears that group learning actually gets better results than one-on-one in quite a few areas. And a lot of that is because you're watching multiple people go through the same material as you, and they're seeing it from different angles, so you get to see that from different angles. They are doing drafts, shall we say. The word mistakes is so loaded for musicians, it's hard for us to hear, but they're going through drafts of their work where they're refining, and you watch all that happen. It really supercharges your learning process. And of course, there's a whole emotional support aspect of group learning, but I won't get into that right now. That will be another video. Today we're talking more about the solo aspect of learning online. So to give you a quick recap, first thing is bookmark the website and record your login information. Second thing is take advantage of the multiple formats: video, audio, PDF, and platforms: phone, iPad, laptop, computer. No multitasking. The next thing is respecting the retention curve. So work in small chunks and know that you're always going from short-term memory into long-term memory. Your goal is to put things in long-term memory. If you're just letting videos run by and sort of binge watching a course, your retention will be extremely low. And that's simply because our brains work like that. They want to have a small chunk of information and they want to digest it, and then it goes into the long term. But if it's just a bunch of information coming into your short-term memory, it's like a sieve. It's just washing out right away. And always our mantra is move from the known to the unknown and back. Make it known. And then you can venture out to the unknown again. Make it known. Venture out. And it's this beautiful cycle. So I hope this was helpful to you. I'd love to hear how these techniques have worked for you. I would love to hear other ideas that you have for how you work with online trainings, online programs, to make the most of them, to retain the most, to transform just sheer information into actual skill, which is what we crave. That's what we want. We want that mastery. Let me know. I always love hearing from you. Thanks. Bye.